Hello everyone, my name is Christian, welcome to my hobby blog. Today we are talking about a movie that I should have listened to everybody about in terms of how awful it was. And we are obviously talking about 2021's Godzilla vs. Kong. I did not want to buy this for, I guess, all year when it was out on physical media. I was going back and forth because I'm a pretty big Godzilla fan. Let me just show you. I own the Criterion Collection Godzilla Showa era box set from 1954 to 1975. Comes with like 13 Godzilla movies from the original one all the way to the 70s. I haven't seen them all. I've seen about most of them. I should probably do a full series review one of these days, but the next movie that I own in my collection in the Godzilla universe is the 2014 one, in which they were completely embarrassed to be making a Godzilla movie, because every time Godzilla comes up, they just cut away. They just don't do anything with him. They have him in the background on a TV while he's just wrecking shit in the city and does nothing. And this movie is very frustrating, but it has one of my favorite actors, Bryan Cranston. He did Breaking Bad. That's the breakout one I know of. But everyone else knows him from Malcolm in the Middle as the father. I was just old enough to not watch that show when it came out, but I also have this one. And lastly, but definitely not least, I have my favorite Godzilla movie, Shin Godzilla, which is a return to form for the Toho studio, which is the original studio that made the Godzilla films. And this one is just absolutely amazing. I love this remake, which is basically them gonna redo Godzilla. They didn't make another one, but it is by the same person who did Evangelion, who I haven't seen the TV show. Everyone says I should. I don't have streaming yet. When I move out, I'll do streaming. But this movie, I think, is the best incarnation of the Godzilla series. This uses every technique in the book. Stop motion, CGI, rubber suits. We get a return to rubber suits from the amazing, how the originals did before CGI. This one's just amazing. The complete critique of bureaucracy and hierarchy and going down, the ranks of, someone spots Godzilla, they tell someone, then they tell someone, it's like a big chain. And by the time that the people who can do something about it hear about it, Godzilla's in a whole other section of Tokyo. And my God, this movie is just amazing. But we are here to talk about probably the worst Godzilla movie that I have seen, Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, in the 2014 one, they were just embarrassed to make it. The next movie they did was Kong Skull Island, I believe, which was going to set up the King Kong side of things, of the conflict. And that one was actually really good. It takes place in the 70s, so you get like the Vietnam War aesthetics and soundtracks, and you have John Goodman, amazing. I love John Goodman. John C. Reilly is in that movie. He's just hilarious in that movie. And the next movie they did right before this one was Godzilla King of the Monsters, which nobody liked. I loved it because it was a Godzilla classic, I guess, fan service to everyone who loves the original ones like I do, where all they did was they were like, you know what, you don't like the human stuff? We're going to have no human stuff. Instead, we're going to have Godzilla, Ghidorah, King Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon, Radon, whatever his name is. We're going to have Mothra. I love that soundtrack to the original movie with Mothra, where it's all the woman of Tiny Island or something. It's a really bizarre storyline for where Mothra comes from. but they sing this song over and over in that movie where they're just like Mothra, Mothra, just the entire movie, and it gets stuck in your head. Now every time I think of Mothra, I just think of that. But I think one of the best things about the last movie before this one is that they actually utilized the soundtrack. They didn't utilize it for any of the other movies. And when we finally got to the big action set piece, and Godzilla's down, and he's out for the count, like all this stuff, you hear that music, and in my head I was like, wait, are they actually using the music from the originals? And then Godzilla slowly gets up and starts kicking ass again with the original song blaring through the... I was just like, yep, it can go no higher. And wow, what a disappointment that this follow-up was. I was shocked. If you haven't seen it, don't watch it. Watch a compilation of the action scenes. And even then, nothing will make sense. The entire plot is completely convoluted. It's very dumb. I hated it. Every character in the movie is comic relief, doing quippy Avengers-like dialogue. Now, I love the Avengers. They're great popcorn movies. And it makes sense for the dialogue to be quippy and funny. But not in this movie. Not in this, like, horrible, depressing, like, apocalyptic movie about nuclear lizards. Like, Millie Bobby Brown is in this. Again, she was in the last one, and she just kind of, she was there for the Stranger Things crowd. It's like, oh, Millie Bobby Brown's in this. Okay, I'll go see it. That's her entire purpose for the last movie. In this movie, she's like a major character. And that entire plotline is awful. She hooks up with some podcaster who is like, Godzilla's real. There's something going on. And he keeps tripping into all these different super secret operations that Apex is doing, which is like a competitor company to Monarch, who I think was in the originals. They even go to space at one point. I love that movie when they fight Astro Monster. Oh my gosh, that one is just so fun. I need to do a whole series review and just revisit all of them because it's been a while. I don't like the box set packaging that I showed because all the discs are in like paper sleeves and it slowly slides down into the glue and damages your disc. It's really awful. But yeah, like Monarch is barely in this movie. And as a big FU to the classic fans, they take the corpse of Ghidorah and link it up with super psionic matter so it achieves self-consciousness. It's like very stupid dialogue to explain away what's going on. And they're just using science words, hoping that you don't catch it. But I have subtitles on, okay? There's a reason why I have subtitles on. So I can know what the heck is going on in the dialogue. And let me tell you, the first movie that I used subtitles for was Lord of the Rings. And I caught so much more. And that's what makes the movie more rewarding now, so I know what the heck they're talking about. Subtitles didn't help this movie. The subtitles confused me. I should have just turned my brain off. Because I did that for the last movie, and it blew my expectations out of the water. But in this movie, it was so awful. I mean, we get a deaf little girl who speaks to Kong using sign language. And I was like, oh, this is really fascinating. The movie starts with that. I was so excited for there to be more with that. But the little girl, her mom, well, not even her mom, her parents were killed in a flood. But, little girl and her new mom and a dumb military guy. They gotta have a military main character in all these stupid movies. They just follow Kong around. And then another cast of characters with Millie Bobby Brown, very annoying high school kid, and podcaster. They are quippy the entire time. None of it lands. I hated it all. Made me even less excited for Season 4 of Stranger Things. I already don't care about Season 4. Season 3 was like, okay, good. Don't do anything else. You did the homage to the really cheesy 80s Cold War action movies. Like, that's it. Don't do anything else. But they gotta keep going and make money, because capitalism rules our fucking world. But, yeah, like, every group of characters throughout this movie, they just follow the monsters around, which I know that's the entire point of Godzilla. But at least in the originals and in Shin Godzilla, something's going on. Something worthy of study and all that. Especially with Shin Godzilla, there's a reason why this is my favorite one. Because they are, like, trying to minimize flooding in the city. They're asking the planners to be like, okay, where should we erect a really quick wall, like a levee, in order to minimize flooding from Godzilla just showing up. And it's like, okay, well, we need to go talk to inspections first. But no, we should talk to engineering first. And then Godzilla has destroyed another part of the city. In this movie, it's like every action scene, it's just like, oh, it's been 20 minutes, action scene, and random stupid stuff happens. I don't know. I really did not like this movie. I'm trying to think of any positives. The soundtrack sucked too. They didn't use any of the originals, which maybe is fan servicey, but it's better than crippy kids and probably the most uncharismatic character I've ever seen in my life through the podcaster character. One positive, because I don't want it all be negative. The scenes where Godzilla just attacks cities was fun, I guess. I don't know what else to say, but one good thing that came out of this video is that I now am very interested in going through all of the Godzilla movies and reviewing them. I have nothing else to say, so I'm like looking around the room for any inspiration, but there's none. There's nothing else I want to say about this. It was really bad. Don't watch it. Watch a compilation of the action scenes. That's it. I don't know if they're making any more movies. I don't care. There was one part of the movie, though, where they enter the Hollow Earth, which is like the middle of the core of the planet, and it's like prehistoric times. Like, that was really fun. But there's a moment where a small lizard that looks like Godzilla screams at the at our little deaf girl, fake mom, and military character, that cast of crew. One of the lizards yelled at her, and in my head I was like, are they getting Son of Godzilla in here? That would be so amazing. It would kind of make up for all the suffering that I had watching this movie, but nothing happened. But then at the end of the movie, I was sitting there and I was like, wouldn't that be amazing if Godzilla walked away and it just had a giant pregnant stomach, setting up Son of Godzilla for the next movie? I was just really reaching for any enjoyment by the end of the movie. And the fact that they brought back Ghidorah's skull and turned it into a self-aware thing, I felt attacked when I saw that. And I was like, oh no. But yeah, I think that's it. That's all I have to say. There's nothing good to be said about this movie. Usually I don't do negative reviews, but I just love Godzilla so much, and I have a lot of passion for the series. So I wanted to at least share with you guys. I know this series is really popular, so I know people will actually be interested to see thoughts, at least my thoughts on it, because I don't think I've talked about Godzilla on this channel yet. But as you can see, I love Godzilla. I have a soft spot. And soft spots did not help me in my enjoyment of this movie. So, okay. I did not think it would be that long, but that felt like 2 seconds of me talking. But thank you all for watching. Let me know what you thought of this terrible, terrible movie.